Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Golden Hall? The Golden Hall, Mediceld, or the Golden Hall of Edoras, whatever you want to call it. This is what we did in the first episode. We actually got quite a lot done. This episode we're going to be working on this front piece here. I'm going to spend all episode just on this front piece and getting some detail in and getting some design. So I've built up this structure here and I want to work on these bits before I work on this. So let's work on these pillars and decide how high they actually need to go. One thing that we definitely know is that this comes up quite high, and then it also goes up a little further to like sort of that-ish height. It is almost level with the top, I do believe anyway. So we'll go to about this height, go up to about that height. So let's go, I think, up another block here like this, and then is this going to be even numbers? Let's see, 6. Yep, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's fine by me. We can do that. And this side won't really matter. We're also going to bring this across because that's going to join up like that. And we need to biome those. And probably do the same on the other side. Because we're not going to be copying and flipping this because we don't really need to. It's only a small section. So there we go. So that's in place, everything looks fine. Let's do the same over here then. So let's put these up by another block, like this, and then add those on, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it was 5, and then we need to put this up by 2 blocks, and then this up by 4 blocks. That was right, wasn't it? Why doesn't this look right? Okay, so I need to add another log here, and then another wall like that. That doesn't look too bad. Alright, so now we've got that rough shape in place. We are going to be changing these biomes and making it look a bit better, but I want to put all of this in. So I'm going to fill this whole thing in with jungle wood, and then we'll get on to detailing. Okay, so this is actually starting to look something that resembles what we're trying to build. What I want to do is put a beam across here, like this. I'm not too sure if that's going to stay there, but for now, that sort of separates that off. Also, we need to put that up like that, and same on this side, like that, and across, like that, and across over here. And I probably should have filled these in, but we'll do it quick, it's only a couple of blocks. And then over here, if I don't do it now, I'll forget later on, so there we go, there we go, there we go, done. Okay, right, back to the front, back to the main thing. So, there is this golden painted sun on the real one that we're going to try and semi-replicate. So we're going to do... This is going to be too big, I think. Yep, so that's looking way too big at the moment, which is fine because we expected that. But that's the type of shape we want to get it smaller, so let's raise everything up by a block first. Like that. Not looking too bad, okay. Now let's add in these bits like that. Better. Maybe punch that out and punch these out as well, so it goes like this shape. So it's really big, but it's not too bad. I also think maybe raising it all, lowering it all down by a block, because I'm not too sure if I like it being this close to the top there. Or we could just make everything 1 block instead of 2 blocks, but I don't think that's going to fly either. That's just going to create a circle. You know what, we'll stick with that. That is good enough for me. So, to represent the gold, we're actually going to put in some yellow wool, because that'll be horrible and I'll have to remember to change that. So, that is going to represent the gold. Next, there's this sort of like section across the top, isn't there, where in fact we can actually raise that up to this height, can't we? Oh, this is going to get confusing. Like that, like that. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, and then all of these are jungle. and that just gives us a little extra bit of space. Is that right? Yeah, that looks better. And then all along here, I don't know if I want to do a beam, but I do want something. Voice is going. I do want something across here, like this. And then the idea I'm having is that this section here is pushed back by a block. So let's try that. If we do wand, position 1, and over here, position 2, and then move, go this way, move, there we go, 1, left. Got it? So that's adding a bit of depth already, that's pretty cool. Next, then, we want to have this sort of, this seems quite wide. It's the thing that I'm thinking about. Well, it's fine, we'll go with it. I think maybe we can put some pillars in. Not too sure yet, but we'll give it a go. We've put pillars like here and here and here. This is where we're going to differ a little bit from the actual build, but that looks interesting. Maybe instead of those pillars, we'll put some walls. Probably look a little bit nicer. And it does. And then fence gates and fences and trapdoors. Now I've got a couple of ideas. I'm not too sure if they're going to work or not, but let's try it out. So we're going to have fence gate, and a fence in the middle. That looks alright. So it's what it was, fence gate, fence in the middle. Fence, I said. I guess we'll do the same here because it's all 3 wide, so it's fine. And same over here. We'll have fence gate, and a fence in the middle. And yeah, it's fine. Now I do need to change materials. I am aware of that. I just want to get sort of the base laid out, and then I'll do all that off camera and then come back and show you guys. So we do have trapdoors still, and I'm not too sure whether I want to have trapdoors along like that. And then we could create like more depth by adding trapdoors that go along here. So if I get a stick out, it'd be easy to show you guys what I mean by that. So like this. But then that creates an illusion that it's like a window, and I'm not too sure if that's what I want. Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll have a little play around and find something good for this and find something interesting for all these, and then we'll cut back and see what we've come up with. Okay, so we're back and we've not really done much, but I did just have a great idea, so I thought I'd come back and show you guys rather than doing it and then leaving. I mean, I don't really have to, I suppose. I mean, it's nothing big, but what we're going to do is going to start changing out this jungle wood now. It served its purpose, you know, it was good for the planning stage, and we can sort of see where things are going now, but we really do need to start moving on. So what I'm going to do is change some of these out for spruce, and what you might have noticed is that I actually pushed all of this back. We did have a beam going across here, and now I've just pushed it back, and we can get some really cool stuff going here instead. We're going to do that, and then over here as well. And I'm not too sure whether to have it like this, or whether to change it slightly. Let's turn the server chat off. There's no one online anyway, but we'll do it anyway. That's not bad, but still, I think we're going to do it like this. That's better. It's a lot beefier and chunkier. It's kind of more what I was going for. And then if we do that, does that look weird? Yeah, that looks very weird. That way, it looks just as bad. So we're going to leave these as slabs. Probably get rid of these now. And don't really need them. They don't really have much of a purpose. We can get rid of this. And I'd never liked that idea, so we'll get rid of that. What I do want to change though is this to this block. I'd never use this block. Like, I hardly ever use it in building. Yeah, so we'll use that a couple of times. That's looking nicer. This bit here, it's almost like horse heads. That's how it's meant to look anyway. That's what it's meant to look like. So I think maybe we can do something like that, where they dangle down a little bit more than they possibly would. Like that, maybe. Yeah, I really don't like that idea now I've done that. That doesn't look too bad. I tried to go for this texture because it's got that bit of gold in, and it is the golden hall, so I thought that would make sense, but I'm not too sure how that stands out. And we've got sponge. So there are two main materials that I'm going to be using in this, and those are TNT. Now, in this texture pack, TNT actually has a really nice texture here. However, you'll notice that randomly, every now and then, we get these like paper bits. So my technique for this is just to replace a whole section with just the TNT, and then go through and change all of the TNT bits with iron ore, I think it is. Where's iron? Iron ore. There we go. And this idea was from Corpay and Reality in the build team. They started doing it on Moor Lake. That's where I first saw it anyway. So we've got that going on. And then if we actually come onto this side, you're not going to be able to see this, but it's still good just to do it anyway, because it creates more variation on the inside. Didn't mean to change that one. So you can see now it's already variated it slightly. If I just do the whole section here, and then you guys will get a better idea of what I mean. So do that. Top one. Come under here, that and that. That's all fine. That's all fine. So it's not bad. But then we're also going to add in some double slab. I don't know why I prefer the double slab. I think it's because it hasn't got the side texture on. If you compare it to an oak block, you see how it has this ridging? I hate that texture. So we're going to use the double slab, and we're just going to plop that around in a few places, like that. And it's just adds a subtle variation to the TNT, which I really like anyway. So we'll add that around, and that's probably enough. Put a couple more of these blocks back in. In fact, we'll get rid of all of them and then go back and put these all back in, the iron ore ones. So if we put in like there, for example, basically just anywhere where it's a little bit bulky of one texture, so you've got that 4 there. So put it like here, for example. There isn't really many other spots, but it's really up to you guys. You can either do like a world edit brush and just mix it in, or place it around. I'll mess about with this for ages until I get a nice mix that I'm happy with, but that's the basic idea. So I'm going to do that for this, and probably in between this episode and the next episode I'll do it for the whole building. But yeah, we'll be back when the front is ready to continue detailing. Okay guys, we're back, and in fact let's just add some small buttons and stuff now. I'm not 100% happy with this at the moment, but I want to get a bit more done, so we're going to work on the roof overhang section and finish off these pylon pillar things. And if nothing really comes to me, I guess that'll be the end of the episode, and I'll just have to wait and see your guys' comments and see what you come up with. I've gone for this birch log texture, 5:14, this one. Kind of like as a break, and then we've got some upside down stairs just to add a bit of depth, and it's helping, but it's not standing out enough. It's not, it's still flat and boring. But we're going to work on the overhang, because I do think that's going to help a little bit. So what we're going to do is just do a simple A shape, and then we're going to mix it up and see what changes we can do, and if we can get it looking a bit more interesting. So we're going to come right down to there, like that. So that's our basic A shape to start with. I missed one. And I think we might start flicking it out when it gets to this pillar. So when it gets to here, I'm going to start adding some slabs and stuff, and possibly this block. Possibly. I think probably putting that on there, and then We can have a slab going like this, and then... And then have it like flick out like that a little bit, rather than being so straight and boring. What about then if we did something like this as well? So it's like a double flick. How's that look? Very, very strange. That's not gonna work. What about if we put a full block there? I'm not too convinced on that. Let's just no. I don't like that. You know what, for now I'll just leave it as this, because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered coming up with an idea. I mean, I guess that kind of works, doesn't it? So, I mean, just look how boring that is. It's so just, you know, it's all the same. It's nothing special and jumping out. Yeah. Alright, but let's work on the top. The top I'm quite good at. I like doing different designs for the Rohan style on top. So what we're going to go for is... Now, these are really big over the top flicky bits at the top. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to go here, and then come and go like that, and then do a slab like that. Not too sure if I like that now. What about if we did that? Yeah, not bad. I spend hours on these different designs for different Rohan houses that I've done in the past. Let's see. You know, that's another one, a little more simple, but this is a lot of much bigger building, much more important building, so it needs to be a lot bigger, the flick. So something like that, maybe. And then you could do that, I guess. That actually doesn't look too bad. But it's still too just sort of straight. It's just, I mean, I don't know. It actually has helped. I do like the front a bit more. But, the flick I'm happy with now. Let's just see what that looks like. That looks stupid. It's just one of them things that you've got to try it, but you know it's gonna look bad. Yeah, I don't like that either. Right, so we're happy with the flick. I'm probably gonna cut the episode here, and I'll come back in like 10 hours time when I've tried a million different things. Okay guys, we're back and a lot has changed. So I completely forgot about this gold block that you use on ships. I think that's what it was intended for, and as soon as I rediscovered it, I was just like mind blown. All these ideas came out, and I feel a lot better about how this all looks now. So what we have is we've got that ship block, and then we've got the bronze gold block in the pillars, which I think look really cool. And then I really like this, but it only works if it's 2 wide. If it's 3 wide or longer, you get this one in the middle. If it's 1 wide, then obviously you get the people. I really love the 2 wide one. That's the best. That's my favourite out of it all. So I'll try to use that as much as I can. You see up here, like I had to block it off and stuff. We've got these pillars that go right through. Just helps to break up the TNT and the double slab a little bit. I also thickened up the what's it called? The overhang bit. Made it a bit thicker, added a bit of detail in. I was tempted to add this in, but I thought that'd be a bit too much, a bit overboard. We've got just normal gold blocks in the back here. I've just put slab trapdoors over them, and we've added a small little flick to try and shallow it out a bit, so it's not as sharp when it comes off the edge. Now the one bit that I'm not too sure about is this. I don't know whether to have that go all the way down, whether to have a full block. I don't think a full block fits, and the stir block, you know, it kind of only half fits on the stir, so I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to leave it as a stir block and see what you guys think. Last thing to do though in this video, actually, I'm not too sure whether to have this as birch. So like the very top is sort of a goldeny colour as well. But the very last thing that I'm going to do is the top of these little pyre things. I'm not sure if it's meant to be a bird or something like that, but we do that, and that. And needs to be double slabs, and then we can replace that with one of these. I don't think I like it, so I'll change that again in a minute. But what we're going to have is we need some slabs. In fact, we'll just grab these. Probably all works best being out of this darker material. What we're going to use is that, and probably one of these, and put that like that, and then that's kind of all it has to be, really. It's nothing over the top majorly fancy. Let's try something a little bit different though. We'll think maybe have that. Maybe a fence instead. That's a little bit thinner, so let's go for fence. Maybe we make this quite thick, so it goes like there, and then have stairs that flick like that, and then that on top. No, I don't like that. What about upside down stairs? I like it a little bit more, but not a lot more. Let me just try a different thing over here. So we still want that, but let's try it like this instead. Yeah, I prefer this side much more to this side, so we're still going to lower it by a block, I think is what needs to happen. And we need to find a nice texture for this fence, because we can't just leave it like that, because that's just boring. So let's see what would go well. Probably the dark oak fence metadata. That looks nice. Put that in there, get rid of them, slab on top, stir block, and a stir block. Okay, so that is what we have come up with, guys, and I'm quite happy with it. It's a bit orange, but there's no other sort of nice yellowy blocks to use unless you're going to use the sponge, and I really don't want to use the sponge. It's not ideal, really. It's not very decorative, is it, the sponge? I mean, if I just stick it in here, for example, it's a lot more subtle, but it's just, I don't like it. It just doesn't seem to work for me. I don't feel it looks right. What would it look like, though, if it was in here? Like that. I did have that originally. You can't really tell the difference. But that's what we're going to go for. Unfortunately, it's a bit orange. I would prefer it to be more yellowy, but there's no nice yellowy textures, or none that I feel that fit anyway. That's it for this episode, though, guys. The next episode, we're going to be working on the side pieces and doing these doorways and then some windows and making the sides look pretty. And then we'll probably move on to the roof. And then once the roof is done, it's just interior stuff. Also, for those of you wondering, I will be raising this up and doing the platform that it sits on, because it is on a big stone plinth. So we will be adding that as well. We'll probably play around with this a little bit more, trying to add in like buttons and a few extra small details if we can come up with anything. We've got paintings as well. What paintings have we got that we could use, possibly? Nothing, really. Alright, well, yeah, it's worth looking. But that's it for this episode, though, guys. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.